Hello YouTube! I think that it's finally time that I address the rumors that have been spreading about me. Lately I found myself sending a Facebook message and things escalated between me and this other individual to the point that I left Canon. At least I bought a non-Canon camera and I came to be the owner of a Voigtlander Vitomatic II. Voigtlander produced this camera in the mid-50s in West Germany. It is a small compact rangefinder camera. It shoots 35mm film. I am predominantly a landscape photographer, but I found this camera and just holding it and the way I use it works better in those like street just walking around scenarios. I recently took this camera to the beach with some friends. So you have a lever on the bottom, you just unlatch and turn, and this comes down and the back opens up. You just load your film on here like any 35mm camera. The lever on the back just to wind your film, and the shutter actually won't fire unless you have film loaded in the camera. All of your exposure settings are located on the lens. You have your shutter speed, aperture, and then you set your ISO on the bottom. Also adjust focus at the very end of the lens. It has a fixed 50mm color scope-R lens on it. I found the lens on this camera to not be too soft or too sharp, just about the same as children's safety scissors. This camera does have a rudimentary light meter on the top. It's just a little pin that shows you what your exposure should be at. I found it works pretty well on my camera. Always check yours before you go shoot something too important. One issue that this camera is known to have, which my camera is affected by this, is that the shutter doesn't like to go above about a quarter or half of a second. That shouldn't be much of a problem unless you plan on shooting a lot of handheld night shots. Despite this camera being so small and almost able to fit in your pocket, it does weigh a lot more than I expected. It's about 2.5 pounds, or for reference, 6 Shrek VHS tapes. I wouldn't recommend this camera to a beginner photographer, but rather someone who has shot pictures before and is just looking for a small, cheap camera that they can just carry around with them.